As the Israel-Hamas war rages on, some much-needed humanitarian supplies are being distributed in Gaza. 20 trucks hauling food, water, and medicine moved into Gaza today through Egypt's Rafah border crossing. UN officials welcomed the breakthrough but warned more aid is needed to address the spiraling humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, Israel's military is vowing to increase its airstrikes against the Hamas targets in the territory. And experts say an Israeli ground invasion could be launched any day now. Millions took to the streets around the world to call for an end to Israel's onslaught in Gaza. Pro-Palestinian protests were held in London, Washington, D.C., and Barcelona. And in Houston, there was another rally for Gaza in front of City Hall. It was the third gathering this week. Hundreds showed up and called for a ceasefire. Divan Ramig joins us downtown with more. Divan.
The impacts of what's happening in the Middle East are being felt by the hundreds of people who gathered outside City Hall today in solidarity with Gaza. For the Palestinian protesters gathered at City Hall for the second weekend in a row, many calling for peace as the Israel-Hamas war continues.
Is to express our discontent and our frustration with the continued ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people and the silence of the U.S. government, if not a vocal, active support for the perpetuation of Israel's genocide against the Palestinian people.
While asking for the U.S. to halt funding to Israel, which they say is contributing to the deaths of innocent civilians in Gaza.
We want for the U.S. government to play a role that pressures the Israeli government to reach a ceasefire with the Palestinians.
Just this week, President Biden announced $100 billion in wartime aid for both Israel and Ukraine, while also asking Congress for $100 million in relief efforts and humanitarian aid in Gaza, which some say isn't enough.
As long as the bombing continues, as long as the siege continues, that humanitarian is a drop in the bucket. It's not something that's going to actually address the root cause of the needs of the Palestinian people, which is an end to the actual war campaign.
President Biden has made it very clear that the U.S. will continue to support its allies, which include Israel, in order to keep America safe and American troops out of harm's way.
What the Palestinians want is an end of a siege, right? A 16-year siege on the Gaza Strip that controls their everyday lives. What they want is an end to a military occupations that governs the lives of Palestinians. And what they want is actual reclamation of their rights.
Now, organizers with the Free Palestine movement say they will continue to protest and rally until Palestinians are freed. Meanwhile, leaders with the local Israeli community will meet outside of City Hall for a rally tomorrow afternoon. In downtown Houston, Divan Raming, KHOU 11 News.
New tonight, Houston police say they arrested a man at that rally. HPD says the 20-year-old was illegally carrying a firearm. Straight ahead.